Okay, let's begin on page 179. Okay, we'll try to get a few pages done this week. So Masha Me'ever, that which is beyond. Okay. Ve'ele Toldot Yitzchak ben Avraham, Avraham holid et Yitzchak. These are the generations, the stories of the life of Yitzchak, the son of Abraham. Abraham fathered Yitzchak. So everybody talks about that. Like, why does it say, if it says Yitzchak ben Abraham, so we know that Abraham holid et Yitzchak. Rashi says that the idea is that Yitzchak had a lot of similarities, that he looked like Abraham. It was evident on Yitzchak that Abraham was his father, right? So he says, what is it that we need most of all? Before Mashiach comes, we need to have Shalom Bayit. Mamash zekukim lo, aval ma hashorish l'shalom bayit amiti. So we really, really need it, but what is the root of true Shalom Bayit? If I ask someone, do you know your wife? He says, yes, of course I know her. Siman shenisuim shebehem b'matzav kasher. Says Reb Shlomo, this is a sign that their marriage is not doing that great. אבל יש אנשים כששואלים אותם האם הם מכירים את האישה שלהם, and then there are people, if you ask them, do you know your wife? And they say, למען האמת, to tell you the truth, היא כל כך קדושה שאין לי מושג מי היא, she's so holy that I have no idea who she really is. That's another kind of response. This is what Avraham Avinu brought down to the world. When the three angels came to him, they asked him, where is Sarah, your wife? And what they were really asking was, do you know who she really is? Do you understand how holy she is? And Abraham answered, he gave the answer that he gave the highest answer, that she's in the tent. Meaning to say, I really don't know who she is. She's in the tent. In other words, she's concealed. Right? So how do you understand that, Ziva? What we're saying so far?
Well, what I'm supposed to probably say is that...
I didn't ask you what you're supposed to probably say. I just wanted to know what you want to say. Yeah.
But she's concealed would mean that she's enclosed, like she's not out there, out there. Her base is in the tent.
Mm-hmm. The base is in the tent, but in what sense is she concealed from Abraham? Abraham is saying, yeah?
I think what this is saying is that she's so precious, she's so amazing, that it's beyond my ability to really see her directly with my own eyes.
She's more than I realized.
She's
right?
much more than I can ever imagine.
Really? I don't see that at all.
Because what's really precious is concealed from the eye.
How much does one person really know another person?
Mhm.
Even one's wife, maybe, mind you, they were married a long time. They were married, 75 years or something?
A long time, yeah.
Yeah, but I have a problem with that. Like, what's really precious is what we don't see, because it always talks about what you do see is what you
Right.
want. So this
Right.
is a stira sort of.
So,
really,
okay. So the
Mhm.
you remember we once learned this, that Reb Shlomo said, "What's wrong with lashon hara if you're telling the truth?" And he said that according to the tree of knowledge, there's nothing wrong with lashon hara. This is factual stuff. But according to the tree of life, it's totally wrong, right? This pshat is according to the tree of life is wrong, because maybe the person was like this 5 minutes ago, but who says that they're like this now, right? Whereas tree of knowledge is saying, I know that you did this, and that you're forever going to be stuck that way, right? So,
and then again, people are not the way they appear. The way
also,
a person behaves in one time, you don't know why they're doing it.
It's interesting.
Now you're talking about judging, right?
I deal with addiction, and there's a guy named Bradshaw. He's an older. He's like way back, And I think he was in the ministry also. A lot of them were. And he gets on stage one time. He had a lot of makeup. He's the older man, and he goes, "Shame is not who you are. It's what you did, but it's not who you are." And it was such a, I don't know, it was just such an amazing moment for me. Like, and I'm brought up religious. I've learned. I went to seminaries. I and I was off and on, but I just never heard anybody say this like that.
Maybe
Like in 1 minute.
Maybe it was on the day that you were skipping school.
But on the minute, no, because they were holy,
Yeah. No,
but it was a beautiful thing that in 1 second,
okay,
you could be something else that you weren't.
So what Reb Shlomo is basically saying over here is like this, that, and like Michal was saying, that, can you really ever know somebody? And Reb Shlomo is one of Reb Shlomo's teachings that you've obviously incorporated and heard many times, is the idea that you don't really know another person. You understand? But it's not that I don't know you. It's not that I don't understand you and so on. But it's that don't think that what you know is the total essence of that person. Okay. So when Avram Avinu is saying Hinei Ba'oel, she's in the tent, he's just using that now as a metaphor to say that there's more to her than I know. Okay. This is also true about relationships between parents and children, right? So many times parents, they think that they know their kid, right? They think they know their kid. And they think that, this one is going to be a big success, and this one is not going to be such a big success. And, you've got them all figured out from before they even go to kindergarten type of thing. But it's just not true.
And there are children, Evan Masua, Bani, my solo Rosh.
Evan Masua, that's right.
My young son, like that, I didn't expect him to be anything. I teach him a trade or something. He turned out to be the vice president of the largest financial institution in Canada.
It's just like that.
And it's a from one too. He's the richest one of all of his friends.
Does he want to buy a yeshiva?
You have one for sale?
We're always looking for investors here.
No, it's a beautiful thing. No, it's true. It always goes like that. I was with a bunch of guys this weekend that were like that. It's like really crazy.
Institution.
So one more.
The people I was with this weekend who actually made my weekend, there were these 10 guys who travel around to different experiences right now. They're on the way out, so I would have brought them here. It was 2 last minute. Each one is a guy that was probably sent out of class for not getting it. In fact, one of them I know his father-in-law very well. He didn't want this guy. These are the most successful, talented boys.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. They would never. You wouldn't.
These are the kids who didn't have this flesh to sit and
They're
cross.
amazing.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
amazing.
The biggest surprise for me is how I turned out. Because when I was a teenager, my father sent me to Chabad in New York, because there wasn't any yeshiva in Toronto.
Right.
And I ran away from the yeshiva.
Right.
And I did this. I was a modern kid. What did I know of Chassidim? And it turned me off religion. I came from a frum home, but I was barely frum.
Yeah.
I end up here. I'm coming to this kind of yeshiva. I'm davening in a Chabad yeshiva, and I love every minute of it.
Yeah. Baruch Hashem.
So we don't know ourselves even.
She says, "V'zeh kach gam b'yachasei horim v'yeladim." So the same is true in relationships between parents and children. Katuv ve'ele toldot Yitzchak ben Abraham. Abraham holid et Yitzchak. So what's with the repetition over here? HaTorah melamedet otanu kan et hasod hanizgav biyoter. So says Reb Shlomo, the Torah is teaching us the highest secret. Im ha'item sholim et Abraham Avinu. If you would ask Abraham Avinu, האם אתה מבין מיהו יצחק? Do you understand who Yitzchak is? הוא היה משיב, he would say, אני יודע עליו רק שאברהם הוליד את יצחק. All I know about him is that Abraham gave birth, fathered Yitzchak. שאני ילדתי אותו. That I only know that I'm his father. Right? הוא היה משיב, אבל מלבד זאת, but besides that, besides knowing that I'm his father, אין לי מושג מיהו. I really don't know who he is. ואם היית שואל את יצחק, and if you would ask Yitzchak, אם אתה יודע מיהו אברהם אביך, and if you would ask Yitzchak, do you know who your father Abraham is? הוא היה אומר, he would say, אני יודע עליו רק שהוא אבי. All I know is that he's my father. אלה תולדות יצחק בן אברהם. מעבר לזה, אין לי מושג, זה מעבר להבנתי. More than that, I don't know, it's beyond my understanding. המהות של היהדות היא, so this is the point that Reb Shlomo is making, is that the substance, the essence of Yiddishkeit is, שכל דבר הוא נשגב ואין סופי, is that everything is really exalted and infinite.
So what does nishkav mean?
Exalted, high.
Exalted and what?
High, like, like something very exalted and infinite.
Oh, the shorish is gavoa?
No, for Nishgav, no.
Okay.
כל דבר תמיד עמוק בהרבה ממה שנדמה לנו. Everything is a lot deeper than what it looks like to us. הרבה יותר עמוק, a lot deeper. וזה עניינה של תורה שבעל פה. And that's the whole thing, that's what Torah שבעל פה is all about. אני לומד גמרא ותוספות. I learned some Gemara and I learned some Tosfos, וחושב שהבנתי הכל, and I think that I already understood everything. ולפתע מגלה, and then suddenly I discover שזה הרבה יותר עמוק, that it's a lot deeper than what I thought. כל דבר שאני לומד, כל דבר שאני יודע, everything that I learn, everything that I know, הוא הרבה יותר עמוק. It's a lot deeper. Right? In other words, so take for example, the base of Mikdash was destroyed about 2,000 years ago, right? And we're still going. How come we're still going? How the other civilizations, they came and they went, they're gone, right? How come we're still going? So part of the answer is, it's not the whole answer, but part of the answer is the realization that things are far deeper than what they appear, than what they appear to be. Understand? It looks like Hashem is sees the whole Christianity, came about, is that they claim that Hashem ended his chas v'sholem, his relationship with us, and they used to call themselves the New Hebrews, and that's why they called their book the New Testament, and so on. In other words, like they replaced us. And what we're saying, not at all, So it doesn't matter that it looks like this. The fact that it looks like this is not really what it's about, And it's a lot deeper than that. That's the point.
Why did in the Ohel, why'd they cut off Yitzchak's room? They mean like they opened it now.
Oh, that's,
What was what do they have with Yitzchak, these Arabs? Like what kind of
I don't know, and B, it's not really so much for this.
I'm just curious.
What you're saying is very deep, and it's easy to say, and it's easy to hear. It's not so easy to understand.
Right.
To really accept means I need to accept that I don't really know, and to accept that I don't really know, I have to is not so simple to do, because I have pride.
Yeah.
And I think I know.
Of course.
And for me to say I really don't know, and that there's a lot more that I don't know than I do know, is not easy for a lot of people to do.
Okay.
And I think even all of us have a tendency to think that we know something.
Okay.
And it's a very
okay. So
to
say
it in theory is one thing. To really incorporate and internalize that is an ongoing process.
That's right. Everything that we're learning in Yiddishkeit is you know, it's work. It's a vodat Hashem. It's actual work to accomplish this.
And it's not one time either.
You bet.
It's ongoing.
You bet. You bet. Absolutely. Okay, let's go on. Yeah. So, page 180. Nigrom la Hashem litpalel, to cause God to pray. Now that's an interesting title. To cause God to pray, right? Vayater lo Hashem. So Hashem, the Pshat is that Yitzchak was davening for a child and Rivka was davening. Vayater lo Hashem, and Hashem answered his prayer, right? That's the simple Pshat. Kishitpalel Yitzchak Avinu lischok liyaled, when Yitzchak davened to marry, to have a child. HaTorah omeret vayater lo Hashem. Pshat, who the simple meaning is, Hashem ne'etar liYitzchak v'ne'ena litfilato. That Hashem answered Yitzchak's prayer. Aval harabi merav shus omer davar harbe yoter amok. But the Rav Shus says something much deeper. Vayater lo Hashem, says the Rav Shus, Yitzchak hitpalel kol kach chazak lischok liyeled. Yitzchak prayed so intensely to merit a child. Ad sheHashem ba'asmo histaref litfilah, so much that Hashem joined him in his prayer. Vayater lo Hashem perusho, so that means sheYitzchak garam laHashem lehatir ulitpalel, that Yitzchak caused God to pray. Amok mikol amok. This is the deepest depth. Now he's going to explain. Naniach shetinokot sheli, התינוקת שלי מבקשת ממני משהו. Let's say my daughter is asking me for something. אם אני אוהב אותה במידה מסוימת, if I love her to a certain extent, אני מביא לה את מה שביקשה, I bring her what she asked for. אבל אם אני אוהב אותה מאוד, but if I love her very much, אני מתחיל לרצות את מה שהיא ביקשה באותה מידה שהיא רוצה אותו. If I love her very much, then I want that thing that she's asking for, I want it as much as she wants it. אני לא רק נותן לה את הדבר, I don't just give her the thing that she asked for, אלא הרצון של התינוקת הופך להיות הרצון שלי, but rather her desire becomes my desire. אני מצטרף לתפילה שלה, that means that I'm joining her prayer. Understand? So so that's what the Reb Shlomo was saying, is that Yitzchak was praying so intensely for a child that and that Hashem joined him in this prayer. In other words, that Hashem wanted it just as much as him. Yitzchak הוריד לעולם את האפשרות הזו שכשהתפלל להשם לזכות לילדים, so Yitzchak brought down this possibility to the world that when I pray to God for having a child, to marry a child, Hashem lo rak yaskim v'yimale et habakasha, so that Hashem will not just agree and fulfill the request, but rather, התפילה שלי הופכת להיות ממש התפילה של השם. My prayer becomes God's prayer. And Reb Shlomo explains a bit further. לפעמים אני מבקש טובה מידם. Sometimes I ask a person for a favor. והוא ממלא את רצוני. And he gives me he fills my wish. אבל אנחנו לא הופכים לחברים הכי טובים, but we don't become the best friends. Like I said, lend me your pen, and you lend me your pen. We don't become best friends because of that, right? אני אומר תודה רבה, והולך משם, I say thank you, and I continue on my way, right? ולפעמים אני מבקש טובה מידם, but sometimes I ask a person for a favor, ואחר כך אנחנו נעשים קרובים מאוד, and we become very close to each other. מתי זה קורה? When does that happen? כשאני מבקש טובה מידם אחר, והוא אומר, when I ask another person for a favor, and he responds and he says, אני רוצה שיהיה לך את זה באותה מידה שאתה עצמך רוצה את זה. And he says, I want it just as much as you do. I want you to have it. הנשמה שלי ושלו מתחתות. So then my soul and his soul unite. אם מישהו מבקש ממני כוס מים, if somebody asks me for a cup of water, ואני רוצה מאוד שתהיה לו כוס מים, and I really want him to have a cup of water, אזי אני זוכר לטעום את עומק הנשמה שלו, so then I merit to taste the depth of his soul, ואנחנו נהיים החברים הכי טובים, and we become the best of friends. So we understand what Reb Shlomo is saying is that, like, sometimes he used to say that, if his daughter would ask him for a cup of juice, he'd go to the other end of the world to do the favor. And so what he was basically saying is that when somebody asks you for something, like, it's very nice that you give them what they ask for, right? The question is, how much do you want it? Do you want them to have it, or are you just doing it because you feel obligated to do it, or whatever the case may be?
You're doing it because you should.
That's what I just said.
Is it? It should.
That's what I just said.
Obligation.
It's obligation.
Right.
Okay?
Should have.
I should do this. I should do that. That's
So
it's not really you.
So I'm often amazed, when people come to visit, how much Judy goes out of her way to make things really, really comfortable for them. And she thinks about what would they like, she doesn't just think about okay, I need to do this and I need to do that. She really wants them to have what they want, So there's a famous sefer called Chovat HaTalmidim, the Student's Obligation, by the PSS the Rebbe, and he has an essay there on education, in particular Jewish education, and he says that education is not about training somebody to know this or to be able to do that, and so on. Real chinuch is basically to facilitate the student to be able to achieve what their what their whole purpose in life is.
Mm-hmm. That's an educator.
That's chinuch. That's real education. So if you take a student and you decide, I want you to be this, I want you to be that. Well, who says that's what the student is needing and wanting most? Understand? Real chinuch is to understand what each student is capable of achieving, and help them achieve it. Understand? So again, it's a question of do I want what I want, or do I want to do what you need and what you want? Okay.
It's a very different approach to life than what a lot of people have. It's not self-centered. It's service-oriented. It's helping others. Because I'm
Correct.
here to help.
Correct.
I'm here as a shaliach
Correct.
of Hashem to help make the world kind of world that Hashem wants this world to be
Okay.
and society to
It's hard to
be.
figure
Is
that
that
Yes, you got it.
Like it's hard to figure that out sometimes.
It's very. You have to spend time thinking.
Like I have this room that I want to have shiurim on, and I know when I did my last lecture, the singles who really need the chizuk won't come unless it's like a singles event. It
Right.
has to be a singles event, or they won't come.
Right.
So I want them to be part of it. At the same time, though, a shiur is not always like a singles event.
Right.
So I keep thinking, like, how could I
Well, you
give them
gotta-
what they need and still offer what I want?
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
very, it goes on in my mind, like,
Yeah, you see that these are things that need to be figured out. Like, that's why there are people who have special talents at planning these kinds of things.
It seems to me this what you're teaching would be very good to teach couples, especially men,
yeah. that
especially
would be very
husbands,
good.
especially
Yeah.
husbands.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. They don't
Especially
get
husbands.
I would agree.
They're not here to be served, they're here to serve.
So start advertising. Yes,
No,
I
this
agree.
would save a
Believe-
lot of
I
marriages.
agree, of course.
I'm serious. All the things you said today would be
It
like,
took me 3 divorces till I got it.
oh my
I got it. I'm married. And now
Okay.
tomorrow is going to be 45 months.
God, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
for sure.
counting the months.
Mazel
We have
tov.
month verses.
Mazel tov.
Wow.
מהו הדבר הראשון עבורי? Page 181. So, what is the most important thing for me? Right? מהו הדבר הראשון עבורי? What's the first most important thing? יש שני סוגי מספרים. There are two kinds of numbers. אחד, שניים ושלושה. 1, 2, 3. וכן ראשון, שני ושלישי. And also first, second, third. הזוהר הקדוש אומר דבר עמוק מאוד, the Holy Zohar says something very deep. אחרי אחד בא שניים, אבל אחרי הראשון לא יכול לבוא שני. So the Zohar says after the number 1, you have the number 2. But after harishon, the first thing, there can't really be a second thing. יכול לבוא משהו אחר, there could be something else. אבל הוא לא יהיה בגדר שני, but it's not really the second. ראשון, פירושו שאין שני לו. There is the first most important thing means that there isn't a second bit after it. It's like almost like an absolute thing.
I don't understand.
Let's go on, you'll understand.
Interesting.
אם תעירו אותי באמצע הלילה ותבקשו שאומר במהירות מיהו האדם הראשון שעולה במחשבתי שאני אוהב, if you wake me up in the middle of the night and you ask me to answer quickly who's the first person that I think about that I love, אוכל לומר לכם, I'll be able to tell you. אבל אם תשאלו מיהו השני, but if you're going to ask me who's the second person, יהיה לי יותר קשה לענות. It'll be harder for me to answer.
That's true.
אחרי הראשון, because after the top one, after the first one, there isn't a second one. אין לו שני. ישנם בחיים דברים, there are things in life שמוכרחים להיות בגדר ראשון. There are things in life that have to be on the level of the first, the top. Right? אחרת, משהו...
ראשון, do we?
ראשון, so אחרת, משהו חסר כאן בעומק, because if you don't have that idea of ראשון, right, so then with everything is just like, number 1, number 2, number 3, so then there's something missing in the depth of that rishon.
How about the days of the week? You have Yom Echad.
It's ordinal. That's different.
You have Yom Echad, and then you have Yom Sheni, Shlishi, Revi, Chamishi.
No, we say today Hayom Yom Rishon. We don't say Yom Echad. We say, and the
You know,
davening we say, we don't. That's something else. The one, and then Yom
So what's supposed to
Echad,
be
Yom
the number
Sheni,
one?
and so on.
Echad is not Rishon though. It's Yom Echad.
Because there was no second one yet.
So God is the number one, we're saying here? Like he's the...
Well, not just in relation to Hashem.
So like in general, whatever
In
the
general,
one
the idea
it's
is that there has to be something that you have to have something. This is what he's going to be going. This is what he's getting. Here's the point. He says, "Me who Eved, who is a slave? Eved who mishi viter al harishon. A slave is somebody who gave up on the idea of rishon. Kishein bi od musag harishon. If I no longer have the concept of rishon, אני מאבד את הראשון שבתוכי, so then I'm losing the rishon, the first, the primal within myself. וממילא אני נעשה עבד, and consequently I become a slave. לאדון יש ראשון. The master has a ראשון. אבל לעבד אין. A slave doesn't. הוא תמיד שני ולא ראשון. He's always number two, and he's not the first.
But we said that there is no Sheni. Well, there is no Sheni.
If you have a Rishon, there is no Sheni. But if you don't have a Rishon, then you do have a 1, 2,
A master
3.
has no slave, but a slave has many masters, right?
True. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
That's
החיים
very cool.
שלנו סובבים כל הזמן סביב השניים. All our life is always revolving around the seconds. ולא סביב הראשונים. And not around the firsts. אנחנו מתפשרים כל כך הרבה, we're constantly making compromises. מבטחים, we're giving up on our highest dreams. For example, נכתאים, we give in to less than what is the best. איננו עושים מה שאנחנו עושים, מה שאנחנו באמת רוצים. And many of us don't really get to do what we really want to do. אנחנו מוצאים את עצמנו שוב ושוב עושים את מה שהגדרנו כעדיפות שנייה. We find ourselves doing again and again that which we've defined as the second best on the list. ולא את מה שהיה העדיפות הראשונה שלנו. And we don't do that which was like our real primary preference. אנחנו חיים בעולם שלם שבו כולם בחרו לוותר על הראשון שלהם. We're living in a whole world where everybody's pretty much chosen to give up on their first. Right? You have some individuals who do manage to do that, right? But like, for example, even like, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, very often, like, he was talking about getting the Hasidim to do all kinds of things. And reportedly, he said to somebody that he only asks of the Hasidim 50% of what he really wants them to do. And of the 50%, he expects that they'll do only half of that. Right? Okay? So, and you see in various sikhs, you see that the Rebbe is talking about certain things, and he's addressing the Hasidim who are pretty much like sort of stagnating, and he spells it out. He says, like, he said, some of you are thinking, why am I asking for more? I'm already davening, I'm already going to a shir, I'm already doing this, I'm already doing that. Why are you asking for more? What is it? What's with the more? What's with the more, right? And the whole storm that the Rebbe was making about bringing Mashiach now is basically, let's go for the ultimate solution, right? For the best. Why do you want to just keep on compromising? It's like, and this is a problem that all of us have. Like, so there are Jews in different communities outside of Israel, and they say, "Oh, it's good enough over here. I don't have to go home to my own home country." Or there are people saying, "Well, I've got my shul, and we've got a nice little community, so it's good enough. I don't care about, what about all these Yidden who don't even know Aleph Beis, right? I've done, okay, good, so I care. So I've done this much and this much. It's enough, right? Why do I have to drive myself all the time and to do more and to do better?" It's basically because these people have given up on their sense of being tops,
Of the number one.
of being tops in whatever they could be tops in.
Can I put it another way?
Yes.
I think they're giving up being who they really are. Deeply.
Okay, good, got you. It's
I
another
don't even
way
know
of
if they
putting
know
it.
who they really are now.
Because a lot of people don't even spend the time anymore to think about that. You don't think. I mean, how much time do we spend? I can put on some heat, by the
It's
way.
fine, it's fine. No, I don't
It's
like
okay.
Are you cold?
I'm not cold.
No?
Fine.
Ich bin ein heißer Mensch.
I see.
I say,
Heißjenem. The how much time, on a regular day, how much time does one spend thinking about, like, what am I going to eat, and what show am I going to go to, and what am I going to do, and who am I going to meet, and this and that and so on, as compared to how thinking about, your neshama, and what your neshama needs, and what your neshama is yearning for.
Mhm.
Is a gewusste Sache in psychological circles that a person only uses 10% of one's brain. So
That's pretty high from from the numbers that were being quoted in the 60s. They were saying
Wow.
much less than that.
That's terrible.
I think I want to say it
Yeah,
another.
it is. It is. It
I
is.
don't know if it's so
It is.
true.
But when you say we can do more, we certainly can do more. So the question is, do we want to?
Well, that's the point that Reb
Well,
Shlomo
There's
is
another
making
question.
over
Do you
here.
have to? That's our question.
One
you have to,
second.
maybe
One second.
There's a lot of Yiddishkeit I do not have to do. If I give 10% of my income, that's plenty.
Right.
But if I give 11% and 12%, it's also good. I don't have to give more than that.
Right, but
if I do,
let's say, I told you once, I'm not sure what's the name of this particular organization, but these two brothers, I think it might be Chazon Yeshayahu or another one of those tzedakah organizations here. They in Geula, and they both of them are in business and so on, and they realized that there was an elderly lady across the street that was all alone, and they decided to start providing her with a hot meal every day. Okay. Well, it didn't take long before word got out that they're doing this, and other people said, "Well, we also could use it. We don't have a hot meal every day," and so on. So the list of people that they started serving was greater. Today, this organization has warehouses of used furniture, of used computers,
Wow.
and if your kid needs private tutor and you can't afford it, they'll find a tutor. And these people are working full time, by the way.
What's the name of it?
I think it's Chazon Yeshayahu.
They're
I'm
working
not
in
sure.
other things, not just in the tzedakah.
I'm saying working
have
full
their
time on their own
businesses.
businesses.
Right.
the second name, the second part is mayor something.
Mayor Panim or something
Mayor
like that. I don't know the
Panim,
name of it, whatever it is. But in any case, how does it happen that something like that comes into being? Well, the thing is, if I take the attitude of, like I want to do some tzedakah, and I'll do a certain amount of tzedakah, and I'll be satisfied. So I'll do that much tzedakah, and zehu zeh. But if the attitude is, like like you fed 10 people, and then you find out there's another person who's hungry, right? So you want to do the best, and so chas v'shalom, like somebody feeds 10 children of his own children and doesn't feed the 11th one, will he be satisfied with saying, "Oh, I fed 10 out of my 11"? He wouldn't be satisfied, right?
Absolutely.
So the question is, what's motivating you? What's driving you? So if your neshama wants to do the very best that it can, and you just sort of tell your neshama, well, this is good enough, or that's good enough, that means that you're that's what Reb Shlomo is using pretty harsh language. He says you're a slave. You've given into giving up on the Rishon.
This is the most challenging thing you've taught today, maybe in a while. And I feel very challenged by this. And I would like to restate what I said before about being yourself. I think I'll take it another way, which is not contradicting what I said before. What does Hashem want from me at this moment? And what does He want from me? What does Hashem want me to be?
Yeah.
Because Hashem knows me better than I know myself.
Mm-hmm.
Hashem made me.
Mm-hmm.
What does Hashem want me to be? What does Hashem want me to do?
Right.
Now.
Right.
And
okay,
if I'm really connected.
Yeah.
Then
That's the
I
whole
will be
point.
energized.
That's
if
right.
I believe that I can do it also.
That's right.
If you're
in touch with your neshama, then, well, of course you have to be in trust. Every morning when you wake up and Hashem gave you back your neshama, it means Hashem believes in you. Didn't give you back the neshama just thinking, oh, he's going to do mess up again today. Hashem believes that you're going to do well today. Hashem believes that you're
everybody at Parshat in Israel, all the Americans, everybody, they always ask me, what do you do all day? And I feel like I should print out like a printout at this question and like give it out to them, because I don't have a what I'm doing all day every minute right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes like Hashem just like, I don't know I was coming here today really, so it's like I always feel very like put upon with this question right now.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't think what you're saying is really pressurizing. If a person has an idea of the number one.
Okay.
Because
it's definitely it's a demanding thing, like it's a very demanding thing.
It depends what your number one is. If it's a to do or it's to be, and to be is also davening, my exercise, my mincha. This is all my be.
I'm feeling very pressured.
That's a be.
I'm feeling that I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm seeing there are things that I want to do and I'm not yet doing them. I'm procrastinating. I'm still not doing what I want to do. And this is challenging.
But maybe you're doing important things like taking care of your wife.
I'm doing important things, and thank God. But what I really want to do, I'm not yet doing. And I came here to help learn, but I want to do, not just learn.
Yeah.
When people ask me, what do I do all day? I tell them as little as possible.
Okay. That's an answer. What's an answer?
They go around saying this about me. Nobody will ever go out with me. All she does is like nothing.
Quite frankly, I'm doing everything I want to do. There's nothing I'm doing that I don't do.
I'm very frustrated. Wow. No, I'm not.
Well, I'm older than you. I reached a certain level in life.
Right.
And
you could do that.
Yes.
That's good though.
I married off my children, and I moved 6,000 miles away, and we get along just.
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself.
One child followed me and now lives there. She's marrying off her 6th child at the end of December.
Wow.
And believe me, marrying off an Enico is a lot more fun. Ich bin der alte Seite. I have to wear the uniform though. I have to wear the Haredi outfit. So
style.
So I have one suit and one hat, and then I save it for her wedding. That's it.
Yeah.
Because when I go to the Chabad shul, I dress like
a
regular fella.
You're very privileged. We're very, very privileged to live here and be us. Yeah. That's an amazing privilege.
I don't want to be given credit for coming here. I want to be given credit for staying here.
We're in Israel.
Pardon?
In Israel or here in
In
Simchat
Israel.
Shlomo? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I came for a visit. My aunt called by
So let's read a couple more lines, okay?
A few more lines. Yeah.
She says, "Aval simu lev le'divrei hamidrash hamatimim." This, pay attention to this amazing medrash. Midrash omer shekadosh baruch hu nikra Reshit. The medrash says that God is called Reshit, the first, and Yisrael nikraim Reshit, and the Yidden are called Reshit. Beit HaMikdash nikra Reshit, and also the Beit HaMikdash is called Reshit, the first. Hashem lo yachol yot sheni. God can't be the second. Im Hashem hu sheni. If you put in God as second, Zelo Hashem is not the reality of God.
You can say that for any Reshit.
Well, that's what he said. That's what he said, right? But in other words, okay. Im naniach tishal et Hashem mi harishon avurchan. Imagine if we were to ask God and say, "Who's your Rishon?" Shem Yagid Am Yisrael. God will answer is Am Yisrael. Ve'im tishal et Am Yisrael. And if you ask the Yidden, who is Rishon, who is first, Am Yagid to Hashem, they'll say God. Beit HaMikdash hu hamakom shemekasher otanu el harishon, and the Beit HaMikdash is the place which connects us with the first, quote unquote, first, right? Chuban Beit HaMikdash mashmauto sharishon shelanu nechrav ma'at. So the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash means that our Rishon has been somewhat destroyed. Why are we in Golis such a long time? Because we're not finding the Rishon within ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to stop over here. Seder, and let's try to start on time tomorrow.
Beautiful. Very interesting.
Hashem.
It's very on key.
Very
for me.
troubling.
Very on key for me, actually.
Hashem.
Well, there's a lot of inner